it is our last Facebook Live session of 2016. It's hard to believe it's about to be 2017. We wanted to do one more session this year, and the topic that came to mind was travel skincare, because so many of you are traveling this holiday season, and I've seen so many patients coming in saying that their skin is just a wreck from airplane travel and even just long car trips and train trips and change of climate. So I wanted to go through 5 in-flight essentials, because airplane travel is the thing that really seems to do a number on people's skin, but really just change of climate in general. If you're going from cold, which is what we have in DC right now, which is really, really rough on your skin, but to an even colder climate if maybe you're going skiing, or to a warmer climate if you're lucky enough to be escaping to some tropical weather, even that can throw your skin into a little bit of a tailspin. So let's get right into it. So the first thing is, when you're traveling, it's a great idea to take a little bit of hand sanitizer with you, because it is cold and flu season and we like to keep ourselves healthy. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the recent ban on triclosan, and you may have heard about this as pertains to antibacterial hand soap. And I find it interesting as a physician that the FDA focused on antibacterial soap, and that's a rinse-off ingredient, but they didn't focus on hand sanitizer. And what is a little bit I find striking is that soap, you rinse it off, but hand sanitizer you leave on. And triclosan is something that causes hand dermatitis quite frequently. So as a dermatologist, I see people coming in with quite bad hand eczema in the winter, and one of the first things I suggest is to stop using hand sanitizers that contain triclosan. So you're probably seeing them getting cleared out of the hand soap category now that the FDA has banned it, but they are still available widely in hand sanitizers, and I really do recommend that you avoid them, because it can really worsen dry skin and certainly worsen hand eczema. So this is a hand sanitizer that I really love. This is from Australia, so it's hard to find, but we have sourced it here, and it is called Frey, and it uses an alcohol from sugarcane. And of course there's always going to be something in hand sanitizer to kill the bacteria that's a little bit drying, and this has alcohol, but the drying effect of the alcohol is balanced by a lot of moisturizing essential oils. So of the hand sanitizers out there, I have found this to be the least drying. So good to take a hand sanitizer with you to try to get all the nasties off your hands from travel. And this one I really like because there is no triclosan. So that's a good first step when you're traveling. Now, in flight, I like to try to keep my skincare with me, because I'm always worried about TSA just seizing my skincare if I check things, or getting separated from my luggage. And one of the best ways to keep things with you is to try to limit the amount of fluids towards that fluid ounce requirement in that Ziploc bag. And also it just eliminates the potential for spillage when you take a lot of liquids with you. So I like to focus on solid skincare when I travel. And that means solid cleansers and solid moisturizers, because the TSA doesn't count them as liquids and they won't spill. So it is a win-win. Now this is quite a large version of this cleanser, but Eve Lom makes a smaller version, which is ideal for travel. So this is the Eve Lom cleanser. This is completely solid. It's a balm cleanser, and this is the one that Anna Wintour called probably the best cleanser in the world. And I think this is a pretty great cleanser. So this, as you can see, is totally solid. And you apply this to dry, dirty skin at the end of the day. You can also use it in the morning. And what's great about this as compared to other balm cleansers I tried is that it is fully clean rinsing. Sometimes oil-based cleansers are not clean rinsing, and so when you travel, that means you have to travel with another cleanser and do a double cleanse, meaning you do an oil-based cleanser and then a water-based cleanser. And that can be great when you're at home and it's the full ritual of cleansing. It's lovely, but when you're traveling and you want to take one thing, it's great to take a solid cleanser, but then you don't want to take something else. So I love the Eve Lom cleanser when traveling. And when you're traveling, again, taking a solid cleanser just eliminates a whole step of having to take something liquid, so I think that's a great idea. Now, some people I know like to do a whole in-flight ritual of cleansing their skin and doing a whole skincare step, and I've been seated next to people in a plane who do a full facial. I think that may be a little much, so I wouldn't necessarily try to cleanse your skin in flight and remove it, but layering on a little bit of extra moisturizer in flight can be nice, especially if you can cleanse your hands first and then get a little bit on the face and hands, and especially dry areas. So solid moisturizers, again, great because you can get them through the TSA. This is the original Creme de la Mer, again, fully solid moisturizer. I've never had an issue with TSA not letting me through with this. If your skin is really not so dry that you feel like you can use something this rich, a gel cream can also be another solid state moisturizer that you can get through without the TSA considering it to be a liquid in the same way that it would, you know, a lotion or something like that. And this is May Lindstrom's Blue Cocoon. This is something that you could use on body, on hands, even on the ends of your hair, so also a solid state one. Now, one thing that I've sometimes seen patients do when they come back from a trip is have all these little scratches on their face from going after little blemishes in the terrible light of the bathroom mirror. So I think we've all seen that you go in there and somehow things that we just don't see at home are brought to light by that incredibly unflattering bathroom mirror on the airplane. So I recommend traveling with a little blemish spot treatment because one, it will maybe eliminate the impulse to go after things in the airplane bathroom, and two, if you're traveling and a blemish pops up, it's just nice to have a spot treatment with you. And this is one I really like from Indy Lee. It's her blemish stick, and I like it because it's completely clear. You have to make sure not to confuse it with your lip gloss because it is a little bit elegant in its packaging, but if you're not careful, you might get it confused. And it is mainly a salicylic acid treatment. It's totally clear, you can wear it under makeup, and it's discreet. So if you have it in your purse or your, if you're a gentleman, if you have it in your bag, it's not going to really draw attention to itself. But it's nice because you can take it on a trip. If you're going to be in the sun, it's not so drying like a benzoyl peroxide treatment where it's going to promote pigmentation if you're going on a warm weather vacation. Now, if you're seeing your dermatologist, one of the spot treatments I often prescribe for patients is Axone gel, and that's something you could talk about as a prescription with your dermatologist. It's a topical anti-inflammatory that's one of the newer prescriptions for acne, and I really like it because, again, it's a more non-drying treatment. Some of the older acne spot treatments were so drying and they would create these red, peely messes that almost looked worse than a blemish as it was healing. So for breakout spot treatments, I think it's a good idea to travel with something so that if an unwelcome visitor arises on your trip, you have a way to handle it. Another travel recommendation I always make for my patients is before you leave, if you're going to travel with sunscreen, which I recommend because sometimes resorts and things will charge almost triple what you might pay at home for a sunscreen because they have you captive while you're there staying at the resort. Always check the expiration date on your sunscreen because sometimes we grab things in a hurry at home when we're packing and might grab something that's past its expiration date. And using an expired sunscreen can give you a false sense of security, and I've seen some bad sunburns for people who've done what they thought was the right thing by packing their sunscreen and grabbed something that was expired. So make sure your sunscreen's unexpired if you're packing it for a skiing vacation or a warm and sunny vacation. Other travel skincare tips. Another thing I've seen from lovely, happy vacations that have gone awry on the skincare side is the towels and washcloths and things at hotels are often washed with very harsh detergents and with fabric softeners and dryer sheets. So if you know that you have sensitive skin, travel with your own little muslin cloth or washcloth. The Eve Lom cleanser comes with a muslin cloth, which is great, and they sell additional ones because people love the texture of it so much. And I find if you bring your own from home, it's pretty small, you can pack it pretty readily in your suitcase, just tuck it into a side pocket. If you take a few and use your own from home, you know then you're not going to have a reaction to some of those harsh commercial detergents or fabric softeners or dryer sheets or any component of that, because when I've seen patients come back from vacation with strange rashes on their faces, that's often one of the culprits is just those commercial detergents and things like that. So I hope that these tips are helpful for you to have a happy, no skin stress vacation over this holiday season. Maybe you'll be traveling for New Year's Eve to ring in the new year somewhere exciting. And we've had a great time filming these for you in 2016. We hope that we can have some great Facebook Live sessions to come in 2017 that you'll enjoy. And we wish you a happy and healthy new year. And we look forward to seeing you then. So happy new year, and we will see you again very soon. Take care. Bye.